back to the adventures of Mac and Anthea. As you can probably guess from the title and the scenery in the background, we've actually finally made it to do some kayaking. Now here we are today. This is our our local go-to place for kayaking, and this is the main problem why we don't get much kayaking done everywhere else. It's because we're basically spoilt here. In a minute I'll swing you around and explain a few things. Okay, so here we go. It's a beautiful lake. Unfortunately it gets lower and lower every time we come usually, although it is a little bit higher than last time. You can see actually the entrance in the slip to get into has gradually got longer and longer and longer until now eventually we're right at the end, but that's no hassle. Like I say, it is slightly higher than it was before because you can't really see, but over in the distance sort of around there was a little island showing up, and now it's not, it's gone, so we're slightly higher. So anyway, should be good. Now under normal circumstances we would like, given the choice, to travel up in this direction. The reason being is the actual dam's up that way, but also there's plenty of pull-ins. There's nice little beaches that you can pull into, and you haven't got these sort of scraggly trees you can see around here. You haven't got them in the way. Less so in the opposite direction. But unfortunately, there's another thing we've always got to be careful when we're kayaking with, is this. We always like to set off in the direction with the wind in our faces or the current in our faces, and as you can probably see from the camera, it's definitely pushing the current this way towards us, and there's a very, very light breeze in our face coming from this direction. The problem is later on today it's meant to be getting a bit stronger, so we're going to play safe and we're going to kayak in that direction, and hopefully we'll get far enough down and then we'll be able to get our wind paddles up to blow us back. So it should work quite well, and hopefully with it being a little bit higher we may clear the tops of some of these trees and get into some more beachy bits. So anyway, without further ado, enough waffle, let's get on and get on with the job. And so we set off. I helped Anthea first launch, and then after 2 attempts managed to launch myself. First attempt against this sort of tide coming towards us, it pushed me back into the shore again before I could actually get my paddle moving. But the second attempt, with me working a bit faster, I managed to get away. I'm having to do a voiceover for this part of the video because the wind was really quite bad. It was blowing across the mic and the audio really was very poor. I've just finished testing the new microphone system, and with any luck all future videos should have a lot better audio, with both me and Anthea at equal sound levels with no wind interference. So we continued on with Anthea getting to grips with a new rig, and both of us getting used to kayaking again after almost a year without doing any. Despite the water being fairly rough, actually the roughest we've ever seen it, we were still making good progress, and both very happy to be back on the water once again. Okay, maybe I'm just getting a bit more used to it again, or it's getting a little bit easier. I think it's a little bit easier on this bit where we've just gone past a little bit of headland, you can call it that, and it seems a bit easier now paddling, even though it's a little bit choppy the water. You see you've got little waves here bobbing the front of the kayak up and down a bit. That doesn't normally happen here. You don't normally get that. It's almost sea-like. Okay, I'm going to be a little bit careful here. I'm seeing some froth laying on the top of the water here, with this being churned up somewhere by something, so we're going to keep our eyes peeled, make sure there's nothing on the surface. So I'll be doing some light paddling to just try and stay in one spot while Anthea catches up. I'll try and swing you around. There you go, there she is. I'm going to stop in a minute to make some adjustments on her kayak. Hers seems to bounce. It's the same make and everything as mine. Hers is a one-seater, mine's a two-seater, so I can carry all the luggage if we ever do go and do some camping. But hers seems to go around in the water a bit more, so in a bit when we find a spot we'll stop, we'll have a rest, and I think we're just going to adjust the seat forwards a bit because we get complaints that she's hitting her trolley wheels as well. Okay, so we're going to try a little pull in here. I think the camera wants a new battery. Anthea wants to adjust the seat like we said, so we're going to see if it's somewhere we can land here. Most of the edge up to now has been trees, sort of what you can probably see your head to your left. But hopefully we've got a bit of a gap here and we'll be able to make a landing just here without hitting any twigs. They look quite sharp and nasty, but in reality, if you do actually hit them with the kayak, they just snap. They're quite brittle. Okay, so we've managed to get out the water, managed to perch on the edge of the lake here on a little ledge. There's a lot better beaches the opposite direction, but that's not really an option for us today because the wind's blowing southeast instead of northwest, and we don't really fight in the wind on the way back when we're tired. So we've had to bite the bullet and go this direction. We're going to go a bit further down, I think, in a minute, but we don't want to overdo it, and we certainly don't want it doing to us what it did last time, where we fought the wind all the way down here, and then the wind changed direction, and we had to fight it all the way back. Don't need that today. Unusual sight there. So there's someone on a wet bike or something. Normally have the lake to ourselves, but okay, so we're off again. I've adjusted Anthea's seat a bit because this is the first time she's used this kayak, so obviously we're going to have to tune bits and pieces to see which is the best combination. As I said earlier, this is my first time I've tried the camera in here, so I wasn't quite sure how I'm going to do it, so bear with me on the footage. No doubt I'll tweak it and change it at a later date. Like I was saying earlier, I didn't realise it's been nearly a year since we've been kayaking. We used to go every month, but for one thing and another, and various reasons, it just hasn't happened. But it's really nice to be back on here again. The water's calmed down a little bit. The breeze seems to have dropped, so yeah, it's quite enjoyable now. Anthea seems to be getting to grips with her new kayak quite well. So how's it going? Ahoy! Ahoy! Well, there goes old Speedy. Okay, so we've got as far as we think we're going to go. We're going to try and get the sail out. We're going to let Anthea do hers first, just in case she gets into trouble and that can help her, rather than having to deal with two sails at the same time. So here we go. Ropes true. Seems to have it. Okay. Right, remember you've got to look out for that island in the centre. Right, try mine. There we go. Right, probably not a great view for you right now there on camera because I'll try and change you over onto this stick. Okay, that might be a bit better for you. Just dig my oar in a bit to turn us a bit straighter. That's it, and then we'll let the wind take us. Yeah, let me try and give you some height, see if you can see over like that without dropping the camera in the water. There you go. Okay, typical, that's the wind just gone. Anthea's still going. You stopped, have you? My sail's dropped. Mine has. Okay, now we're nearly going. We're really shifting now. Big gust of wind just come. Well, not a big gust, but good enough. Someone's having fun over there. We can hear the wheeze going on. Yeah, really going. Right, I'm going to dip the oar in a bit to try and turn the front end around a bit because he's pushing us towards the shore. We want to get down the length of the lake back to where we start before we start getting to shore. Now it's really shifting. That's a bit better there. You see I'm moving my arm right out here, which is pushing me back through to the centre of it. You do get a little bit of steering with these with paddles as long as you've got the wind behind you, obviously. steering's quite good on them, aren't they? If you just do put your arm the opposite way to what you want to go. Yeah. Yeah. Look out for that island, I can't see it yet. There we go again, another gust. Someone's giggling away over there. Yeah, she says better than rowing. Don't row, we paddle. Paddle. Right, let's not forget about that island, it can't be far away from here. I know it sounds like I'm making a big deal about this island up you never found, but it is quite dangerous. It's just under the surface of the water, and if you don't keep your eye out for the twigs of the old trees, you end up going straight into it. Okay, so we're nearly back at the start. I'm just trying to coach it back into where we started off at by just moving my hand around on the sail left and right, depending on which way I want to turn. See if I can gently get us back in to the start of the slipway. Just see it over there. Okay, we're out. We didn't film the land, and that all got a bit manic. You could probably hear the wind blowing across the mic there. Really got a bit manic. I had to really dig deep and hard with the oars to get into this point here. Anthea didn't. In the end, she had to realise she wasn't going to make it here, and she landed on those rocks. You could just see sort of there, and the wind was sort of blowing her against that. So I've just gone around there and grabbed her off there and pulled the kayak out. So yeah, a bit manic towards the end there. Could have been dangerous, but luckily no harm done. Incidentally, that's why we always carry the wheels with us, because there's very few places you can get in and out of this lake. So if you do happen to have to come out for any reason whatsoever, you're wheeling it and carrying it back, and obviously the wheels make that a hell of a lot easier. Okay, so Anthea's already got a wheel strapped on because we've just wheeled the kayak back from all the way around there, around there, and on top of that rock. I'm going to put my wheels on, and then we've just got to wheel it back up the slip, back to the motorhome. Okay, so we're back at the top now. We just lugged it, stopped a few times coming up that slip there. Hopefully down there where that dustbin is. And then just across, and we're back with Hobbit. So we'll just leave them outside to dry for a little bit, and then we'll pack them away. Tomorrow we've got something else for you to watch, so you'll have to come back and watch. Good morning, and welcome back to the Adventures of Mac and Anthea. As you can see, we're still at Negrotine, but today we're going to try something a bit different. I've bought some motors for the kayaks. I've got to make some support brackets up and some gubbins to actually fit into the kayaks. The idea being is we won't be restricted to what direction the wind and current is going when we go and do our little expeditions. But I also want to be able to reuse the motors on something else. So what I'm going to do in a minute is I'll spin you around and I'll show you what else we're going to use these motors on. Okay, so what we've done is we've dug out our old inflatable dinghy. We've had this probably about 15 years, and we used to use it with the kids, you know, down at the beach and that. But it's quite a popular dinghy. They still made it. They've made it for a lot of years, this Challenger 3. It's made by Intex. There's a few holes in it. The rats had a little chew at it, but I patched that up, and it seems to be holding there okay. Give it a good clean. It's come up like new, really. And I also bought the motor attachments. I thought, well, we'll give it a go on there. Now, we've got a canopy which we've also haven't tried out for this, which we bought, a big sun canopy. But as you probably see by the water, it's a bit breezy again today. I'll just turn you onto the mic, the wind blowing on the mic there. It's it's quite breezy. So I think we're going to give that a miss. And what we thought is we'll try one of the wind paddles, because we had some good success with it yesterday. Try that on the dinghy. So the plan is today is we're going to try and launch off here. You can see the current's pushing us back. We're not where we launched from the other day over there, where those sort of trees are, because we've got worries that we're going to get blown into the trees. So we've come a little bit further down. So the idea is launch, get out there with the motor, and then turn with the wind behind us and put the wind paddle up, and then see if that's going to blow us down to that direction, and then hopefully the motor's got enough power to bring us back. Okay, so we made it out on the boat. It was far from graceful. Two attempts to go back to shore to collect Anthea when she finally managed to jump in. But we're there.
Yeah, don't know how we're going to get out, but we're here.
We decided to play safe. We're going against the current so that we'll drift back naturally if we have any problems. No idea how long the motor's going to last, the battery's going to last. I mean, by my calculations, it should be good for about 3 hours, but you never know, do you?
Depends on the colour, yeah.
So, yeah, we're going to continue on along here, see how we get on. I'm not going to go too far away from the start point.
Hi-oh.
So we've turned back round and gone back the other way after all a bit. We've been at it about half an hour and it's still showing full battery, so we thought we might as well go a little way the other way. But we're just really testing it out today, so we don't really want to push our luck with it until we know how accurate the battery indicator is. That's something we want to be doing. If you can see all these rocks and everything, is trying to get the dinghy back across to where we started. Like I say, there's not many places you can actually get in, certainly not with access with motor vehicles. So we've just turned back round again and going against the current. Anthea seems to think we're going faster against the current than not actually with it. And I think she's probably right. We seem to be shifting along into it, so I don't know what that's all about. Definitely you can see the waves are coming against us, but we're flying along over them. The motor's getting better, maybe it's a brand new motor, maybe it's starting to loosen up. I've no idea. But yeah, we're definitely going faster than against the tide, so to speak. Even though it's making us bob a bit. Okay, so I think that's us done for today. We did actually make it out of the reservoir. Not particularly graceful again, a little bit better than getting in, but certainly weren't able to film us getting out. As soon as we hit the shore, the wind seemed to pick up and the current seemed to get stronger, kept bashing us against the rocks. But anyway, we're out in one piece and the dinghy is in one piece. So we think we're going to get off home. We were told me the idea of staying another night, but we're not planning any activities tomorrow. So I suppose we may as well just get off home and then I can start fresh in the morning with some work that needs something desperately doing. Okay then, so goodbye. Hope you enjoyed the video and I'll catch you next time.